Okay, going into the kitchen area. First thing I see on my left is the thermostat. So this is all self-explanatory, but if you need to have some information how to operate this, either you can look this up on the web or you can give us a call and maybe we can talk about that over the phone and coach you up on that. Inside this little box thing here is the filter, the air conditioner furnace filter. And the reason we show you this is because this has been changed. I saw it as it was changed just a couple of weeks ago. So that's a fresh filter in there. And what you do to change it is simply unscrew here and then here, but you have to watch. This is a metal plate that will come down this way, and the hinges are right there. So that's the hinge, and it'll open from the top, and you just simply open it up, take the old filter out, put the new filter, slide it right back in. It's very self-explanatory. Follow the little pointer on the filter itself, and the pointer should point to the air conditioning system. Okay, so if you need help with that, we are never too busy to offer help on those kinds of things. This is your hot water heater. This is a pretty big system here because this helps heat the entire house as well. Through the air blows across some heating elements that are heated by this hot water. So anyways, this supplies all of the hot water that you'll need for daily use in here. This is not a storage room, so want to refrain from storing anything in there at all. And it's gas operated. You see the dial here is parallel to the line, and that simply means that gas is flowing. So if this were perpendicular to this line here, that means that gas had stopped. The flow had stopped. Okay? All right, let's look at the kitchen. First of all, we've already seen the floors. So the second thing is we want to take a look at the countertops. And the counters appear to be in pretty good shape. What I look for are any chips, scratches, scuffs, scrapes, dents, things like that. All right. Now, inside the cupboards and cabinets, you can get an idea. There's all of your instruction manuals right there. I open up all these doors just to give an idea to people to see, show the world the level of cleanliness. Now, I might say at this point that the unit was professionally cleaned. That doesn't mean that we hired people to do a perfect job. They did a very good job, an adequate job, and got probably 95% of whatever needs to be cleaned. And sometimes you're going to notice some dust here or there. Sometimes you're going to notice some smudges. Sometimes you'll notice a stain or two inside of a drawer and can't be taken out. They're just stained because they're older drawers and they're worn. So you can always put in shelf liners, drawer liners, things of that nature. A little bit of a stain down there. And so what I want to caution is that if a tenant is looking for perfection upon move-in, then they just can't expect that. And but we've had tenants, and I have to say this, we've had tenants really become very irritable and demanding of us. And there's a lot of things that we can do, but there's just some things that are just going to have to remain as is, the way it is. And so we'll match. My policy is that I and my company will match the attitude of the incoming tenants. If they're really difficult to get along with at the beginning of the transaction, well, then you can expect an element of perfection, what we're going to be looking for when you get ready to move out. If a tenant has some grace for us, understands, accepts the property as it is, then we become remarkably very easygoing and very easy to work with on the outgoing side of things. So we'll match whatever attitude is provided to us. We'll match that same attitude on the way out. I hate to make reference like that, but it's become necessary in many cases, so I just do it for everybody. Now, this is the oven. It's a gas oven, and now I'm not a home inspector, so what I see here, see the flame right there. I don't really go through all of the appliances and make sure that they work. Whoops, sometime along the way they already have. I'm looking for general condition, general cleanliness, like this. The only appliance that I really would like to hear from is the disposal. Let's listen in. The disposal is the last place that many tenants, they put their handful of dog hair or baby toys or animal chews or whatever they have in their hands at the time. Usually they have a handful of stuff and they don't know what to do. They're outgoing, so they just stuff it down there and hope that the disposal will eat it up and shove it out the back. Well, that's not the way that works. A couple of weeks ago, I saw a disposal that actually had a dishcloth down inside, and it was completely jammed. And I took out the dishcloth, but I also took out broken light bulb parts as well. And a part of a screwdriver was down there, and it got chewed up. And so after I cleaned out the disposal, it worked magnificently. It was in great shape. Okay, so we want to make sure that the disposal is good and clear and clean and sounds like it. All right. So this is the vent and the surface light. Looks good. And off. And the surface light becomes off. There's a filter under here that if you were to pop that out by the little ring over there on the right, put it in the dishwasher and run it through the dishwasher cycle, those things, they come out like they're brand new. Okay, one of the last things I'll say before we go on to the next video is that in tenants' zeal and exuberance to keep an appliance clean, sometimes they wipe things off with an abrasive. And so what we want to make sure of is that the tenants know that if these decals, and that's all they are decals, if they're wiped off the face of the appliance themselves, then what happens is that's a security deposit issue, because then we have to order a new face for this. So we like for you to keep the appliances clean. They work more efficiently that way. And but if you wipe those decals off, then that becomes a dangerous situation, and that becomes a security deposit issue. Right now, all of the decals are 100% there. Okay? All right. So, covered everything here. Oh, refrigerator. I think this ice maker does not work, and I'll check with our service manager, but I think that probably in this case you'll have to get some ice trays and put them in there, and we'll come up with a reason or a status on this particular ice maker on the refrigerator. Otherwise, everything looks pretty good in here. What I try to do is look for anything that's broken on the shelving right up here. Okay. The filter that you see back here, that's always a tenant responsibility. You can read right there the model number of the machine here, and then order a filter as you wish, like this. Okay, it looks like the crispers are in good shape, and okay, great. And then in the kitchen, the shelves, the previous tenant put those shelves up, and we are forever grateful because those became very, very well used. And the walls look good, a full bank of lights is good, and so this is the kitchen. Next video coming up in just a second.